Hello there everyone, my name is Lorianne Melendez and this is my Portfolio 4 presentation, which I decided to title, Holy Fuck, What a Month. Obviously for our portfolio classes we do have to set up 3 goals. However, as the month kept going by, I kept seeing more opportunities and it kept sparking my creativity, so I decided to keep working on a whole bunch of things that are worth being in my portfolio. So let's start. The first thing that I did was Orlando Startup Weekend, or the first thing that I started actually was Orlando Startup Weekend. As you can see highlighted down here, it says that I was originally hired to plan and execute the pre-event kickoff parties for Orlando Startup Weekend. They've never had a kickoff party before, so I felt honored that they chose me and my friend Kayla to plan them for the first time. And, we pre-planned the whole parties. They were executed perfectly. And, it was a lot of fun planning events. It's something that I've never tried before. And I definitely loved it as far as like the production side and all the paperwork. It was really, really fun. But as we were planning stuff, one of our designers fell through from the actual project. So Jessica was wondering who could help, and I told her like I can definitely step in and help with design, and she actually named me designer lead for the whole Orlando Startup Weekend project. And these are some of the graphics. I worked close with JC, and she did a whole branding kit for me, and I just worked with it like off of it. And as a leader, I made sure that everything was turned in on time and met the goals, and they were kept with the style guide. And yeah, these are 2 of the graphics that I did for social media, just to invite everybody to come join us at our 2 pre-events that I helped plan. And we also had some infographics that we needed to do. This is one of them that JC started, and then I ended up doing the final product for her because she got a little bit busy. But I am really proud of them. They actually got printed and handed out to everybody at the parties to invite them in. And I also was in charge of designing all the merch. And this is just a t-shirt, but we also designed water bottles and also some backpacks for everybody. They all consist in more or less the same design. However, this was like the prettiest one in the back of the shirt. It's just like with all the logos of everybody that sponsored the event. And yeah, they got printed. I also was in charge of ordering everything, so that was like a different experience too, just having to talk to all the distributors and getting prices, what was in budget, not in budget, trying to get cheaper prices so everything would fit within the budget that we have. So like I said, production side of everything was a lot of fun. All the paperwork, learning how to do a whole bunch of emails. It was just like a completely different experience than what I'm used to, but it was definitely a lot of fun and something that I'm actually looking into to see if I could start producing more things. It was incredible. It's a different experience, and I'm glad I said yes to something different because it was completely worth it. For Friday Blend, I got in the Folk Yeah workshop with Mike. And it first started, he wanted like marketing ideas. He also needed some help with graphic design. So this is what I did. This was the original logo that Mike designed. And he was saying that he wants something a little bit more personalized, so like all the bands could actually have in their Facebook pages and their Instagram. So I worked on Facebook banners. There's around 68 artists that are going to be part of the music festival Folk Yeah. This is just one of them that I did, but basically I just took everything and just added the name on top, so just like a little redesign. And I did about 65 of these, and it was not as time consuming as I thought it was going to be. So it was basically just typing, changing like the top parts. It was pretty easy, and I was able to get it done pretty quick. And I also took a break from that and decided to work on a poster for him, because he said he wanted to like actually have prints that he could like post everywhere, and I thought that this poster idea would be really cool, so I added a little bit of extra texture to keep that vintage feel that he wanted to have from the branding kit that he gave us. and he loved it a lot. So he was gonna have these actually screen printed instead of just like regularly printed, and he's gonna sell them at the music festival, which I'm really excited to see how they turn out, and hopefully I can get a copy. It was really exciting. Other than that, we also worked on some artist photo shoots. And after setting up all the lighting for everything that we obviously had to do some test shots. So of course I cannot miss the opportunity of modeling because it's one of my passions too. So these were the test shots for the lighting that we had. And it's always a lot of fun just like stepping in front of the camera. I'm actually more comfortable in front of the camera than behind it, but I enjoy both of them like a lot. So after all the test shots and the started getting there, it was my chance to step behind the camera and started taking some photos. And these are some of the first 3 artists that we shot. So we did a shoulder up headshot, we did a full body headshot, and we also did a black and white one. And they were all like super, super fun. This was all in Friday Blend Workshop. So this was shot in the school with all of Mike's gear. This is the second artist that we had, which the photo in the middle, I have to say, it's my favorite one. It's one of my favorite photos that I've ever shot. It's beautiful. She was so great to work with. Super easy to direct as a model. She was very open to like not criticism, but she's like, oh, like tell me how should I pose or whatever. And usually this is what makes me like the most nervous, having to like direct models. But her personality was so sweet, and it allowed me to actually come out of the shell and actually like direct her and tell her, okay, I need to do this. What if you touch your hair, move your hand, take a step forward. So it was really exciting. And then after I like came out of my shell, this was the third artist that we shot on that Friday. And it was the same thing. Like I came out of my shell and I was like, okay, I need you to do this, do that, do a hair flip. And at first he was like having his hair like be too flat. So I was like, just pretend like you're doing a hair flip and just so your hair can keep its volume. And it was really, really exciting. And they were all so welcoming and so nice. So it was a super fun experience. So after working with Mike on this Friday blend that we did this photo shoot, he actually invited me to work photography for the actual event. So hopefully we'll keep in touch and I'll get to work the festival as well. And speaking of music festivals, I decided to take the opportunity for the work ticketing for EDC for my 3rd year in a row. And it was, as always, like a super cool experience. This time it was a little bit more hectic because the event was actually sold out. But I could not miss the opportunity because I got the chance to actually see my favorite artist in the world, which is Pendulum. And they're a band, but at this point it was only like a DJ set because it was like an electric music festival. But they played all my favorite songs, and it was such a great experience, and definitely like the stress reliever that I needed in the middle of the month because I was going insane with all the work that I've been doing. It was great. I also took the opportunity to actually network, and I talked to like a whole bunch of like the managers that were in the department that I was working at, and they gave me a whole bunch of emails that I could send to people. And like I mentioned before, I've been looking into more like event production, and I'm actually going to start sending some emails because if I could work for the Insomniac and help make these music festivals happen, it would be something different that I would actually enjoy to do for the rest of my life. So I'm going to be looking forward to not just sending those emails, but starting to plan out my life like a different option rather than just doing like magazine work. It's like nice to have like a second option that I could see myself doing for the rest of my life. And then I had to step in and add homework. Not just because, we only get like little projects that we have to do. So we had to do like a career strategy timeline for this actual Portfolio Forward class. And we also had to do like a storytelling video that, it could not say like, I'm doing this for homework or I'm doing anything. Like, it's just some part of portfolio piece that you could talk about like your skills and stuff like that. And I decided to do like a mukbang, which is like eating while you talk. And what I did was I'm starting to use YouTube as a way to showcase my fashion knowledge, because usually when you're trying to go into the fashion industry, it's very important that your personal style shows how much you know and like your taste. And it, it's really hard for me to do when I'm in college. I don't have a lot of money to go out every weekend and buy like new outfits for the week. I don't have a big enough social media following in order to become an influencer and start getting clothes for free. So I think doing like YouTube videos of me talking about my knowledge of fashion and how do I apply it to my day-to-day life would be like an interest tactic on how to do it. But anyways, all this homework has inspired me to work on my website, which is loriannemelendez.com, and I decided to add a graphic design tab, which is now curated, and it will showcase my best graphic designs. So it's there. I'll put all the links below so you guys can like go see, all the changes that I've done. Also on my website, I have my personal blog with a B, the written one, which is aesthetic as fuck. And I decided to write a little blog about, this month. I titled it the same as this presentation because it's holy fuck, what a month have I had. The blog actually talks about, these past 3 months, I've been in the really, really dark place as far as like my emotions and mentally. And I decided to just like vent a little bit on how has it been dealing with like depression and anxiety, and how I decided to start looking forward and get myself out of that hole that I was in, and the fact that I had Portfolio 4 to look forward to. And when this month hit, like I said, I was ready to go off and say yes to everything because I needed to get out of that dark place. So if you want to know a little bit more about the actual story and how I got myself to come out of that dark place, I'll put the link in below as well so you guys can go ahead and read it. And on top of that, I also did my first YouTube vlog, which if you've been following my whole Full Sail career, or my whole like Full Sail story as a student, I did do like 2 previous vlogs on IGTV, but I didn't see them growing as much. They were definitely getting over 100 views each, but I needed to do something different. At first, I felt like YouTube would be the way to go, mostly because a lot of my friends were like, you should do it on YouTube. I think it'll be really easy to grow a following, especially with the type of content that you do, and like my personality as well. So I was like, yeah, so I'm going to do it this time. And there was this last Friday, which was November 9th, I had the workshop in the morning, and then I had the event for the Orlando Startup Weekend, and I had to like pick up all the prints for the Orlando Startup Weekend and do a whole bunch of stuff. And on top of that, on Friday night, I was doing my first shift for EDC out of the 2-day weekend that I worked there. So I actually vlogged that whole Friday and how hectic it was, and it was like a lot of fun. I stayed positive. I was like, it was a little bit hard to work on an actual vlog because I would like do the intro of me like talking into the camera and saying, hey guys, this is what I'm doing next. And I actually I only got footage of me doing what I was doing on EDC because I remembered it, and I had like a couple breaks and stuff that I could like get some extra footage. But like during the photo shoot, I only got a little bit of footage of us like setting up the lighting. I didn't get anything extra like from the photo shoots. And I recorded myself at Staples, like getting the infographics and stuff, but it wasn't like, as most vlogs are, where they just have the camera on all day every day and then go from there. I did figure out I do love editing the vlogs. Like I love being on Premiere and listening to myself say like random stuff that's completely wrong. Like for example, in one of the lines in the vlog, I said like, oh, I picked up the business cards. I was like, they're not business cards, they're infographics. Like, what are you talking about? And just like putting like little snarky comments on like just kind of like making fun of myself. It's like a good stress reliever, and it helps me cope with like the things that I hate about myself. It's like, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Like, you mess up, but it's okay. There's ways that you can fix it. And I feel like this is like a little bit of a therapy that comes from it. So it was a lot of fun, and it's something that I'm looking forward to. Hopefully I'll do it every week. But I know school is going to keep me busy the next few months, but we'll see. I'm going to try my best to keep up with it because, like I said, it's like a little bit of therapy, and it is a lot of fun. But anyways, that was my month in Portfolio 4. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please leave some feedback down below. I will be linking all of the stuff that I was talking about on my website. I'll put my YouTube, the links for the vlog on YouTube and the blog on my website, and you guys can check it out. Let me know what you think. You can leave comments everywhere, so I hope to hear some feedback from you guys, and I'm really proud with everything that I did. I have options now, and it was such an incredible month. Like I said before, it gave me like a lot of positive feedback and a whole bunch of things that I can look forward to, so I'm excited to see what comes next.